All right, we're here. We're here. There's Max barking. Just right on cue, huh? Right on cue. Let's make sure we got. All right, it's on the right time frame. There we are. Let's get some music going. Up here. Let's switch this over to my headphones. All right, so we're going to be back testing the. What's the deal here? Okay, there we go. I was like, what's going on here? So we're going to be back testing the 15 tick strategy. Kind of what I was talking about the other day. I do need to set the order. I don't really know how to do it though. What's up, Dan? So what I'm going to be back testing here is kind of like the 15 ticks. It doesn't really matter the size. I'm just going to do the 15 ticks. Going to look for inversions that we like, and then we'll take them. And we're just going to be looking for 15 ticks. So the same idea, 15 ticks, take profit. Same idea for the stop loss. So I'm not going to dive too deep into like, why we're doing it that way or whatever. So anyways, let's get started here. And so I'm using 2500 in drawdown. This is where we need to do it. So all right, we'll just kind of leave it like that. That's fine. So yeah, I was going to say, it kind of looked like it's probably going to run that wick there. So we swept liquidity here. We have a nice big 1 minute gap there. Let's check the, oh yeah, I need to move this to a different spot so I can see the time frames. 3 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute looks okay here. I don't mind the look of the 1 minute. Where is my square? Where'd it go? There it is. Ercon, good morning. Or I guess it's not morning. Hello. It is not morning. It's afternoon. All right. Almost midnight. Dang, that's late. How do I do the 2 minute? I guess I can just do it this way. All right, let's move this up. We're now looking at this gap. So, I mean, we're kind of looking for shorts here. We ran some buy side already, obviously. I guess there's still more buy side up there. This is the only thing about back testing that makes it hard sometimes. All right, we get a close below. What's the problem, though? You go to bed, I don't blame you, Ercon. Problem is, on this close below, we hit the internal liquidity. Excuse me. So that'll make this trade that's kind of one of the things I did leave out in that video if you guys watched it. Yesterday morning, I forgot to mention that if we hit the internal liquidity before the close below happens, then that makes the trade invalid. So all right. I think it continues lower, but we'll stay out just because of that. How big of a gap is this? 48 to 44. It's only 4 handles. Ideally, in the back test, I'm going to try to be a little more picky about the ones that I take. Be a little more picky here. So now we ran some more sell side. It's not a very big gap there. Let's just check around. $30 to $25. I mean, even that one's not, yeah, it's not that obvious. So we'll keep going. Vermont. Do I use any kill zone indicator? No, or kind of don't. This one's not horrible. I would like for this to sweep a little liquidity first, though. Let's see. Like that. Now maybe we'll watch this one. Let's make it red. Time of day is okay. Honestly, the momentum here is pretty trash. All right. So, I mean, we'll still take it, I guess. So it's still going to be the inversion gaps. The main difference is we're only going to be looking for 15 ticks. That's all we're going to be looking for. 15 ticks. Which is 3.75. Like that. Yes, I know the risk to reward is going to be horrible. I'm just testing this out. So we are aware. I guess we'll have to mark it in. That's fine. Let's see what happens. Like, the momentum on this candle is okay. I don't like the overall momentum, though, but should probably still work. All right, so let's kind of think about this in terms of our rules. So we pulled back. Once we pushed back above here, we probably would have broke even stop it there because we would have created a new swing. Actually, yeah, I don't know that we would have because it did create equal highs. So anyways, that one worked. Because what I'm trying to do, guys, I'm trying to find out if it makes sense. I mean, like, I already know the answer. I already know the answer. The risk or reward does not make sense. But does it make sense to use this strategy kind of to manipulate the prop firms for a payout? That's what I'm testing here mainly. And obviously I think it makes sense, but it's a numbers game at the end of the day. So don't want to get too deep into it, but this must have been, okay, so we got kind of lucky there. This must have been a holiday. So we literally jumped from 12:30. The last few days were not. Yeah, Urcon, this is this day. What day is this? This is random. We're back at 15K here. So we're going to go to the next day's open. What I probably should do is like just at least look at the 15-minute and maybe mark out the clear zones there. So we did pull back down. We swept some sell side. We inversed this 15-minute. We inversed this one. Got a little bit of a wick and a fair value gap up there at 513. So I think I'll be looking for longs here at open. Woot woot. Let's go. What's up, Oracle? I mean, that's the thing, guys. You know, like if you don't backtest, you're not gonna know. It helps to backtest 100%. So I'd like a sweep down to the low side, downside here. It's pretty choppy open, whatever day this is. This is pretty choppy. All right, let me look at the 2-minute. Nothing there, nothing there. Ain't no party like a backtest party. Yay, yay. Let's see a pullback here if we can get one. If we kind of run through that 30 area, then, yeah, as I was kind of looking towards that 30 area, we had that kind of swing high up there. Obviously, we got one up here still at 78. But what we'll do is we'll just use kind of like what we would do normally. We just use OT to OTE on the back test. It's not the best way to do it because you're going to get results that you may not get during trading. So this is 6 points. We swept some buy side. I don't hate it. All right, we'll take this one. Not quite the size of a gap that I'd like. I'd like it to be a little bigger than this. Because when they're smaller like this, there's more of a higher chance of them kind of closing back above, if you get what I mean. And again, we're only looking for 15 ticks. And there's a reason that I came up with that number. I'm not really going to go over all that today, but so let's see what happens. And that's the thing. That's how these should work, right? If you enter on the close, 15 ticks really should be taken out like almost immediately. So, oh, where's Kid Poker? He here? He's not here. All right, so that's another winner there. Let me see how this, I kind of think this still moves down. I mean, we're not going to, obviously we're not re-entering, but, and see, that's kind of the deal there. Like, you know, not really knowing the bias, but it still worked out. Headed into lunch here. Hey, we got a subscriber, Scott Mulcahy. Welcome to the Methodical Crew. Thank you for your subscription. You the man. Let's go. So I wouldn't mind kind of looking for a long here. Well, actually a short might make more sense, right? If we get, this actually is not, if this was bigger, I would, well, actually it's not bad, huh? 5? Well, it's kind of, I'm trying to, sometimes in my back test, I just, I take a lot of things that I maybe wouldn't have taken otherwise. Let's see here. I don't know. I don't hate it. Wish this gap was a little bit bigger. It's not very big, right? 18 to 14. It's only 4 points. Do I think we at least hit these swings? Probably. So we'll take it for that reason. Father Mokai. Mokai from MASH. I don't know. Does Quan Tower have market replay? I think so, Urcon. I don't use it, though. I'm using FX replay today. Father Mokai. Mokai. I don't know. I didn't watch MASH. That's before my time. Before my time. Just a little bit. All right. Let's see. So close back above would be a loss. Which is kind of sad because it came and pulled back. Yeah. So we're just wrong in this case, right? 16 to 22. Yep. So we'll just take it off for a loss. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, we hit equilibrium on this leg back down. So there you go. Kind of right there at noon. Chopping around, chopping around. No, I've never tried ATOST. Scott, I'm doing, it's just like an inversion gap strategy. The thing is, like, I'm trying to use it with kind of like a larger sizing and only looking for 15 ticks at a time. I already really know the results. I kind of already know the results, but like I've already done this, but just for like, you know, a little extra confirmation. All right, we'll try another short here. I should probably, can I preset this or whatever? I can, right? Yeah, 15 ticks. How do you do this? You just hit save? I don't remember. Somewhere over you like save as default or whatever. It's not that big a deal. Template. How do I do it? Template. Save. Is that right? Something like that. Something like that. So that sucks. Because it closed back above. This is where we're going to stop ourselves out. So it would be quite a few points lower, but that's all right. And this goes back to like, you know, it's one of those things when I backtest, I'll sometimes take these 4 or 5 handle ones. You really want these to be a little more obvious, right? We want these to be a little more like, plus kind of really wasn't looking right there. The time of day, we're in the lunch hour. So kind of probably part of the reason why that one's failing. What time frames do I use to mark out? It depends, Treff, because like the fair value gap can come from any time frame, right? But whatever one you use to enter the trade on is the one you should stay on for that trade. If you get what I'm saying. So if we enter based on the 1 minute, we stay on the 1 minute. We enter based on the 3 minute, we stay on the 3 minute. For a stop out above or below. All right, how big is this gap? 6 points. Hold on, I got to sneeze. Woo. I had to sneeze. All right, let me look here and see. And see, like, that's the thing. Like, I'm much more diligent in looking at what we're delivering from when I'm trading live than when I'm back testing. So, like, these two shorts, I just noticed we're holding a 15-minute bearish gap or bullish gap. So I probably wouldn't take that in real time because of that. So we'll try the long here. I was thinking about trying to take a pullback entry on this one, but it's all right. All right, so that one worked quickly. It's the thing, you want them to work quickly. I'm applying the same rules, so if it closes back below, I just take it off. So I think so far 3 winners, 2 losers. $77 to $72. Again, these are small gaps. So close to buy side. You didn't find a fair value gap on the 5 minute and trade to a different time frame. What time frame? So I do so. Don't find a fair value gap on the 5 minute and then trade it to a different. Yeah, Trev, you can. Setting up Skyfire loose on your PAs. Good luck, Andy. No. Aircon, they all have the same relevance, right? Now, to a degree, right? Let's think about it. If you're trying to determine bias, then if you're trying to determine daily bias, then your 1 hour and your 4 hour, or even your daily, are going to be okay to use. But when you're scalping, that's not really the case. Now, if I took this one, this would be it's a little higher risk, right? But because of how high we are up, right? But let's look at it from like a technical standpoint here. Did we sweep liquidity? Yes. We have a couple of swing lows that we took out. Are we delivering from a fair value gap? Yes. Right? So like as far as like a standard setup goes, it meets all the rules. We were just kind of high up in the leg. So what we'll do here, a lot of times this will lose. It's higher risk. But we're just going to assume price is still going to go to here. So if we close above here, we'll take a stab at it. Let's go one more candle. Oh, yeah, and I forgot you can just do the... Yeah, it don't matter. All right, so we closed above. We didn't hit the internal liquidity. So we'll give this a quick try. Like I said, I know this one's probably a little more high risk just because of how high up we are. We'll see what happens. There we go. And it should just go if it's going to go, right? And by no means am I an expert at this. I mean, I've been trading this strategy for a couple months now, so maybe 3 months. And you see how this thing just never made it up there to buy side. And we're just dumping into the 3 o'clock hour here. Not really a clean time frame here, to be honest. This could be one of those where you drop down to 30 seconds, but you can't hear. All right, I'm just going to go to the next day. Biggest loss, minus 27.50 with massive gainers. We'll see how it does, Andy. I mean, I hope it's good for you. Yeah, I know, the 30-second. I want to look at it, but I try not to. It's my nemesis. Pretty volatile open right there. I mean, this is one that would be like, it'll be very aggressive. We swept the, I don't know. I probably wouldn't take that one. It looks okay, but it's not quite large enough. Kind of chopping here at open. See how it's like inversing back and forth? I don't like that. It must have been, yeah, there had to be 10 o'clock news there. All right, let's move to a different time frame. And the problem is, really don't love any of them. All right, 1 minute's probably going to be the best. And obviously, we had like some 10 o'clock data there. I thought I saved this. Did I not? Maybe I didn't. Should just blast right through there. Yeah. Like, this would be a decent play. I think we probably push all the way back up here to the 511s. Could take a few tries. Kind of a choppy day there, though, huh? We're still on the 1 minute, right? Just saw a video. The market will be mild this week. What's up, Daniel? Think it'll be mild? I think it's been... The market's been the market. I don't know. Last week was kind of not great, but still had some trades to be had. All right, we've swept a lot of sell side here. Let's try to look to the left if we can. Let's go to like the larger time frame. Can't really. Okay. Yeah, so we're holding up in a fair value gap. Let's wait for it to load. All right, I don't hate this one. Closed above on the 2 minute, closed above on the 3 minute. Yeah, seems okay. So the 1 minute's the only one that hasn't closed above yet. Now it has. Let's put on a long. You'll also be looking for opportunities. All right, JH, appreciate you. I'll draw this out. I just only draw these out for you guys. I'm not really, I don't need them, but I still think we're going up to those data highs at some point here. So we'll just keep taking our long opportunities as we get them. So kind of a close back below would be the idea there. There we go. Coming into lunchtime here. Still think the bias is bullish. It's too small. Going to resweep the lows here. There it is. Resweep of the lows. Nice big gap here. I like that. Continuing to push down. Lunchtime chop. See if we get some momentum through this. All right, kind of put in an OB there too. I like that. Let's check the other time frames right quick. We're on the 3 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute closed above. So all time frames have closed above here. So I like that. Let's, where's it at? Right here. I don't know why it keeps, I don't know. Anyways, we'll just keep pulling it down. It's not a big deal. And since we put in that OB there, stop can really just be there. Kind of a hard stop. It should just blast right through there. And did it stop us out? I can't tell if that hit us. Oh, it hit our TP. Wow. So I put in the OB, hit our TP, and then immediately just reversed, hit our stop. I'll be shocked if this fails. Should keep going, right? I mean, you'd think we at least hit this swing up here like 76. The gap's holding strong there, but that inversion gap's just putting you through some stuff. That's a lot of chop. All right, there it's going now. Oh, let's see here. Are we missing any making use of replay mode? Yeah. Well, this is FX replay NASCalp. Trade for Science, good afternoon. Volatility Trading is on vacation. Yeah, he is. You ready to crush it this week? No emotion, no bias, no excuses. Let's go. I like it. That's me. I'm going to be doing something a little, we'll be doing kind of what we did on Friday. Might have kind of missed the setup right there. Yeah. 61 and 55. The gap's not huge, but traded back and tested this inversion again. I probably would have taken this. I think it works, but too late. Yeah. See, this is an interesting one here. If this inverses, this is kind of like the one we had the other day where it didn't really run any liquidity to the downside. You see what I mean? So, like, we ran no liquidity. We did tap into this inversion gap. I mean, I still think this even works. But we're so late in the day, so I wouldn't take it. So, yeah, it would have gave us the 15 ticks. But, all right, let's go to the next day. If they maintain or increase the interest rate, what will happen? Can you give me some examples of how to read FOMC? Myriad, it's unimportant. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's unimportant. What they do is not important. The market's going to do what it wants to do no matter what the Fed does. The Fed could raise rates, lower rates, and the market will do the opposite of what you think. So I pay zero attention to the news because of that. Trev's going to be integrating it. Nice. Well, your 5 minutes are strong for sure. They're just stops are a little wider, right? 183, 175. I mean, that's not a horrible gap. Immediately gets inversed. I see that right? I'm trying to look to the left. Hard to look to the left here in replay mode to know if there's any kind of draw there, but it's all right. We'll just take it. We shall take it. If you're unsure as to what we're doing, what I'm basically doing, guys, is so I'm taking my funded accounts. I got like 10 that we're going to use this on next week. And I'm going to look for 15 ticks using larger size on my funded accounts, but using the same strategy. I'm still going to trade it in front of you guys using other accounts, but on my fundeds, I'm going to do it this way, targeting $300 per trade, with the idea being that the win percentage is so high that even if we blow one account a day, so if we start with 10 next week, we need 3 trades to get to payout on all 10. That's all we need, 3 trades. So if we start with 10 on Monday And we trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even if we blow one account per day. So that means we lose one trade per day. So we go 9 out of 10, 8 out of 9, 7 out of 8, 6 out of 7, that sort of thing. By the end of the week, we're still going to have 5 at payout. So it's just a numbers game. So that's why I'm doing it this way. It's something I'm thinking about. I'm testing out, and we're going to just go full bore with it on Monday. Because the win rate on this strategy is so high. It hits the internal liquidity so much, so many times, so often that I just think it's worth the risk. So, do we quite tap into that? Yeah, we did on a 3-minute. No, I don't trade the Sunday open, Aaron. I hate trading Asia. I can't trade that. Take what the market has to offer. Yeah, I don't blame you. So, Adam R., how's it going? So we did tap into a fair value gap here on the 3-minute, as you guys can see. And we have a nice 217. So we got a nice gap here. I like that. And on this leg, we ran the open already. We ran the open high. Only problem is I don't really know the bias here. Like if this closes back below, then I like the look of this. If it closes back below, I do like the look of it. Well, we are right here at open with a lot of volatility. Are we on the 3-minute chart? I think we are. Wow, the 1 minute actually looks better here, but let's see. 22. I don't hate the 1 minute either. Let's go one more candle on the 1 minute. All right. We'll stick to the 3-minute. Ooh. Oh, man, that's rough. That's a rough candle there. That is a rough candle. Because here's the thing. Like, in real time, if I'm taking this trade, I'm jumping in this. I'm jumping into this trade on momentum, right? And see what kind of sucks is that the 1 minute closed below here. All right, we'll still take it. I think it still works. I think it still works, but you know, there's always a chance that we just get wrecked. There's always a chance. You know, this might be one of those where we wait for like a pullback to enter. Let's do that. Let's kind of wait for a pullback entry here. You know what? I'm not going to because that's not what I normally do. So let's just do it this way. Stop's going to have to be pretty wide on this, though. Pretty wide. All right. Slippage in cost in Asia is too high. Some people can manage it, Erkin. I can't. So just learn price action, like Trump would say. News is just fake news. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. All right, what time is it on this chart? See, we probably could, you know, you'd think we'd sweep that 158. Can't really see what's out there to the left, so. This is kind of bullish looking, though. I bet you we have an SMT here. What do you want to bet? Like, I can't see it, but I almost would bet this is an SMT with ES. In which case, I probably would take it, but look at that. Since I don't know it's an SMT, I'm not going to take it. Yeah, that's the thing. It's going to be the R to R on this is going to be bad. NASCAR guide. So basically, the idea is, and I know some people aren't going to like this, and it's fine. You don't have to like it. This is just something I'm doing. So the premise is basically, if it's not a winning trade, you're probably going to blow the account, especially on a 25K, right? So you're using it as a numbers game. If I'm winning, if I'm averaging like 7-8 winners a day with only one loser when I trade the strategy exactly how it's supposed to be traded, then that means that I'm probably going to blow one account a day. But over a 5-day period, that means we're going to blow 5 and we're going to have 5 winners just on average if you just use simple math. So that means that we blow 5, but we're going to probably get 5 to pay out. So I'm just using simple math there to and see how it goes. I mean, like, it could just be a horrible week. We could blow them all. I mean, I don't know. That's why we're doing. That's why I'm just, that's why we're doing it. So, but in my opinion, I'm pretty confident that this works. If I did not think it would, I wouldn't be doing it. All right, we swept the open or the 830. Looks like there was news maybe. We swept that. At the same time, kind of inversing that gap too, though. What was that gap? A 2-minute or a 3-minute? Let's see if we held like a 15 or something there. So yeah, we did hold a 15. A smaller 15 above there. Yeah, I don't like any of this. I'm not going to take it. If I were going to take it, I would have to take the 1 minute. I don't like that it closed above and now it's kind of pulling back. So even though it is holding a 15, it kind of feels like it's probably still bullish. Chopping around, chopping around. Risking one bar or a level for multiple bars. Why can't your strategy incorporate having your entries close to your stop loss, though? I don't know, Nas, because like I get what you're saying. Maybe since I'm adjusting the TP, maybe I could adjust the stop loss as well. And that might be something once I'm kind of deeper into it that I test. Or maybe only taking the retrace. Like, there's other options, I guess. So as we get deeper into it, that is something that we may do. So idea for the long here is we traded back into equilibrium, so discount. So the idea is if we close above, I think we continue higher. So let's see if we close above. All right. Now I would like to check the 2-minute. We closed on the 2-minute and the 3 minutes right there. So yeah, that's probably a good idea. And I would have to kind of delve deeper into a back test to kind of know if that would be something that would be beneficial. Get a better R on it. Problem is, a lot of times, if you look back at my trades, a lot of times, if you just follow the rules where the close below, most of the time I get back to break even on a bad trade. I mean, there's the occasional one where I break the rules or whatever, that doesn't happen. But most of the time I get back to break even. So what's your winning percentage and what time frame am I using it at? Use the 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 15. So the win percentage for me, Trade for Science, is about 85% on this strategy, okay? But in my reviews, in my journaling, it really should be like 91, 92%, which sounds insane. But you got to understand, most of those trades are just break even. But why is it not 90%? Most of my losers, almost all of them, are when I break the rules. So I jump in on momentum, or I trade the wrong time of day. I don't wait for the close above or below. And so I can't do that on this strategy. It has to be a close above or below, or I can't take the trade. So realistically, let's just use 80%, right? Let's just use 80%. If you win 8 out of 10 trades, let's say you blow 2 accounts a day, right? We need, how many trades do we need to get to payout? Well, we need 5 $300 winners. So let's just say you have 20 accounts and you blow 2 per day. You're going to blow 10 in a week, but you're going to get 10 to pay out. So monetarily, does that make sense? The math makes sense to me. 10 times 1,500 is 15K. So that's how I'm looking at it. Just a numbers game. Could that be the wrong way to look at it? Sure, it could be. But that's why you do it, right? You can backtest all you want, but until you actually put it in play and you actually do it, then you don't know if it actually makes sense. Now, I don't hate this setup here, but the problem is, look at the time of day. We do have equal lows down here at 197. That's why I don't hate it as much. But I'm just looking at this leg here. We did trade back up into premium, so this short seems okay. If it doesn't work, though, I'd imagine it's probably because of the time of day. We're right here in the lunch hour, so we're going to go one more candle. So it didn't close below. So it never closed below, just held it. Now it ran buy side a little more. Let's see if we can get above that wick there. I wouldn't want to short it until it gets above that wick. Maybe even that wick further to the left too, unless we get some sort of momentum candle here. Big momentum candle through. And again, I don't hate this. Same idea. I wish it would have ran that wick. It did run some liquidity. We are delivering from a fair value gap. You can see it over here. Do I track my backtest with spreadsheets? No, I don't use spreadsheets. I have them here in FX Replay. And before I got FX Replay, I did all my backtesting manually. What does that mean? That means that I would go back on the charts manually, which, and use the replay mode and do the backtesting that way, and then write it down, keep a journal of it. But since they got FX Replay, and this is random. You pick the date range, and then it drops you in on a random day. So I like this a lot. So, but normally I would just do it. I would do it manually. And the reason why I choose 15 ticks is because it's with 4 contracts, it's a $300 winner with minis. So that's the exact reason why I chose 15 ticks. So you literally just need 5 trades, 5.5 if you want to be technical. But 5 trades basically gets you to pay out. Alrighty. I wish this would have ran a little more liquidity, but we'll try it. There you go. It worked. Got a little wick there. Would have scrunched your butt cheeks together a little bit on that one. Yeah, like I said, you would expect it to run buy side here. We were far enough in premium there, though, that... Oh, I forgot. I'm trying to click on the chart to pause. I mean, we got that wick up there. Let's see how it doesn't run that. 281. All right, now it ran it. Is there anything above that? Kind of traded into like a 15-minute OB there. I mean, it could certainly move higher still. I'm kind of in an uptrend here, looks like. No real setup yet anyway. Let's see if we have any obvious kind of gaps. And not really. We have that big 5 minute there. Coming into the 3 o'clock hour here. All right, so I'm just going to go to the next day. Just going to go to the next day. All right, we're in a big 1 hour, a big 15-minute gap here. Just going to mark that out. Big bearish gap. So if we close above it, we probably at least go to this wick at 344. Scalps 2 to 5 contracts with 5 to 10 ticks. Yeah, actually he does more than that on his opening range. I think it's somewhere between 15 and 22 ticks, if I understand it correctly. But I could be wrong about that. I think he adjusts it based on like how he feels or whatever that day. Where was that wick at that we were talking about? We already ran it. Yeah, so we already ran that wick. All right. And so even on that one, I mean, it's not an obvious gap, I don't think. 54 to 40, yeah, it's like 5 handles. But he hit the internal liquidity first anyway, so there'd be no trade. So you have to look at this. Are we still bullish or are we not? I don't know. So this would be one of those ones we would just use the fib on. We trade back to equilibrium there. This is awfully high up. This would be one of those ones that's like I would consider questionable. So we did sweep liquidity. We're delivering from a fair value gap. Is there any reason for us to move higher? Let's look to the left. I mean, I don't know. He got hit big. You think he's down sizing his contracts? Yeah, I don't know what he did on. How did he do on Friday? I didn't get to watch it. I checked in on him, but I think was he green? I think he was green. So this is one where I would say like is more like 50-50. Because I already swept a lot of buy side. Does it really have to sweep more? It doesn't have to. So like, but as far as setups go, does the setup make sense? Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I wish we were lower, but we're not. So, and there you go. And see, like, the only reason why I might have would have taken this one is because we did trade back to equilibrium on that leg. So we swept back to equilibrium, not OTE, but equilibrium at least. We delivered from a bullish gap. We swept liquidity. So, like, these have a very high win rate when that happens. But they can still also lose, obviously. You can see kind of after rerunning the high there, now it's chopping around. And that's the thing about this. Like, if I'm doing this, I got to be okay with just blowing some accounts. So, hold on one second. All right. Let's continue on. So we're gonna look for a couple more trades. We're right at an hour on this session, and we'll see how we're doing here. And that's the thing. Like, inversions are pretty easy to trade. I think the rules on the inversions and everything like that are pretty easy to trade. The main thing is like knowing when to take an inversion and when not to. And what I mean by that is like kind of location, right? That's the main thing with it. Location of the inversion. So, and that's one of the biggest things you have to kind of familiarize yourself with and get comfortable with there. Oh, I guess this needs to be green. I'm lazy sometimes. I don't change the color of the gaps, but all right, so we'll think about this one here. So the 5 minute, the gap is bigger. So we've tapped into the gap on the 5 minute, right? Did we sweep liquidity? We swept this low. So on this leg, did we make it back to equilibrium? Or are we still bullish, right? This is kind of how you have to look at it. So yes, we did. Not that leg. I got it in the wrong spot. Sorry. So we made it back to OTE here as well. So like it would be okay to take a long here. Now we need to find a singular fair value gap in the leg, right? So right here we only have two. We have two. So on the 2 minute we have 344 to 341, but it's super small. On the 3 minute there's basically none. So there's not really a clean time frame to take this trade on. Could you use the two gaps here and take it off this? Yeah, you could. But, you know, that's not going to be as strong when you got two gaps there, 51 to 40. So you could use it, and I do that sometimes, but it's not as strong. Let's see if it closes above. We'll probably take it if it closes above here with momentum. And rejection. All right, now we're going to look at this one because this one looks better now, right? This one's a 9 handle gap. It's more obvious. We swept liquidity. We're delivering from a bullish gap. Same idea. Same idea. All right, price did not close back up above that one. So now, same idea. See how I just moved? I'm looking here at the 1 minute, and I see one small, two small, three. So now I move up to the 2 minute, and what do we see? We see a singular gap. So that's how you keep adjusting as you're watching price. We're still holding a fair value gap, so if we close above this, we're going to probably take it. There's not even a gap there on the 3 minute. So 2 minutes our friend. On this one, we're going to go one more candle. All right, closed above. So now we're going to take this one. And it's really like, you know, that's the easiest way to find these setups. And let me see what time it is. Yeah, the time's okay. And like the idea here is this should hit this swing here at least. Should. And a close back below would be our stop out. So. Boom. So easy peasy. Clean some of this up. Oh. So maybe we'll take one more. But you see the idea of that one. It swept liquidity, would deliver from a bullish. I mean, this is an A+ setup right here. This is going to work like 9 out of 10 easy. Also, you know, I didn't see this before. We had equal highs up here at 66. And if you think I'm like shortchanging myself by taking profit at 15 ticks, you're wrong, because I'm still going to be trading this in front of you guys on other funded accounts. I'm not using this on all of them. So the other accounts, we're going to be looking for the bigger moves. So we still will be trading it and looking for our normal targets as well. Coming into lunch hour here. You see, we zoom out. We're just kind of grinding higher here. I got to get the air conditioner going, guys. If we haven't already, hit that like button for me. If you're not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And if you guys are looking to trade futures, don't forget the 90% off Bulenox still going on. 80% off in 1 day pass through the 27th, which I believe is that Wednesday? On APEX. 336. All right. This one's small-ish. I don't love it, but let's think about it. We swept liquidity. And we swept liquidity. We're delivering from a bullish gap. I don't know. This could be a fail. I'm going to take it anyway. The other ones are kind of like, the other gaps are not really closed above yet. But I think this should work. We think it should work. This gap's a little smaller than I would normally like. Oh, it's actually 2 gaps too. We'll still try it. This will be our last attempt. All right, let's see what happens. Oop, close back below. Boom, just wrecked us. So we'll end it on a loss. Now let's go back and check out our, I think that was 3 losses in that session. I don't know how many winners we had. So we had 81% win rate there. I mean, like I said, that's kind of like worst case scenario, right? So we took 16 trade, 13 winners, 3 losers. So, like I said, 81%. I think I probably could have done better than that, but that's okay. RR is going to be bad, 0.19. Average duration, 2 minutes, 16 trades. So 13 winners, 3 losers. So let's just think about that like in the scenario that we talked about. Even if you go 80%, let's say we take 10 trades a day and we go 80%. That means we lose 2 accounts a day, most likely. So out of 20, it's the same scenario. You still should get 5 to pay out, maybe even 6, using this same strategy. I just think it's easy. It's an easy way to kind of manipulate the prop firms for payout. Is this like something long-term that's going to work on a live account? Probably not. But I think it's okay to use on a prop firm to kind of manipulate it for a payout. And if it works, we'll be to pay out on probably 4 or 5 accounts by this Thursday. So we'll know by then whether or not this is successful. If we go into Monday and we just lay an egg and we lose 4 or 5 accounts, then we know it's probably not the way to go. But we won't know until we try. So appreciate you guys joining me. If you haven't already, hit that like button for me, subscribe. Once again, all the links down below if you want to trade the prop firms. You guys do help the channel out by using my links and my codes. We do appreciate it. Also, if you want to join the Discord, the link's down below for that. We'll see you guys at 4 a.m. for the London session. Appreciate you guys watching. See you then.